What's up, everyone? Mac Ajeski here, back again with the Odd Shopper channel. And today we're here to talk some college basketball props via No House Advantage. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and if you're listening on podcast, please leave a rating and review. That helps us a ton over there. We are talking about No House Advantage. They are our chief sponsor, and they have a phenomenal deal for you guys. They have a first match deposit bonus up to $100 when you click the link in the video description below, and a ton of ways that you can play player props. We've been going through these videos a couple times a week with the Verse the House tool. That's where you're making lineups of player props. You can get up to 21 extra entry fee if you get 5 of these correct in a lineup, but they have more than that. They have pick'em contests versus the house, which function like tournaments, you versus other people, and big prizes up top. They've had as much as $25,000. And a lot of times these contests are not filling, which means there's extra equity for you, regardless of how much these tournaments fill. They're still paying out those big prizes. So make sure to check out No House Advantage. And we are going to do just that by bringing you behind the glass to their platform and talk about some college basketball props. Today's a really tough slate. I am not going to lie. On the back end, looking at projections, had a difficult time coming up with some value today, but we're going to talk about 3. And I believe there's a bit of value on the Houston side. And as you can see on the screen, I have 2 props highlighted. I think there's a little bit of noise with this Houston team right now because you've had a couple players in and out of the lineup. The big one was Jarris Walker coming back for this team. And as you can see, the props we're going to talk about for Houston, we have more after this. Marcus Sasser over 16.5 points and Jamal Shed under 9.5. So to dive into this, you have Houston, 10-point favorite over Central Florida. Total in the game is only 128. That's actually come up a bit since it opened. It was around 124. Now it's come up. So Houston, number 4 in the country in offensive efficiency. It is a tough matchup against UCF's 36th ranked defense. And this team is actually pretty good across the board in defense. 52nd on interior defense, 37th in three-point defense. But you're just going to have a slightly easier matchup for Marcus Sasser overall. He leads the team in usage, 23%. He has a 21.5% shot rate on the year. That's jumped to 24% in their most recent games. And we just saw them lose a game to Temple by 1 point. There have been plenty of blowouts mixed in with Houston all season long. This 21.5% shot rate that you see over the course of the season does not do Marcus Sasser justice in what he's actually been able to do on the floor for this team. And then we have Jamal Shed on the other side. He only has an 8.5% shot rate on the year. You look at him in the last 3 games, that's jumped to 24%. It's come at the direct expense of not just players like Jarris Walker, whose shot rate is certainly going to rise, but Juwan Roberts' shot rate is down. You have a lot of players on the periphery with shot rates that are down for this team. I think Jamal Shed is completely fine from a playing perspective. He's going to play most of the minutes. He's seen 33, 35, and 37. But based on our projections, he's just a little overvalued right now with 9.5 points. The back end of our projections have Shed at 8.4 and Sasser right around 17.5. So you have about a point of value either way, which isn't a ton, but it's enough to take on this slate. Going to our third prop in a different game. We'll head over to West Virginia, taking on Texas Tech. Been getting news on this game throughout the day. West Virginia, 3-point underdog, 140 total against Texas Tech. We're going to be looking at Trey Mitchell's prop over 12.5 points. So right away, just from a projection standpoint, we have this at 13.3, but there's a couple narrative-based elements that add to the intrigue with Trey Mitchell. He's playing almost every single minute for this team after starting out with more of a rotational role, but he's seen 40, 31, and 37 minutes in the last 3 games, and that 31-minute game he fouled out, so likely would have seen more. You also have Texas Tech, who has somewhat struggled to defend the interior. They're 103 in 2-point defense, and it was just announced that their stud big man, 6'11", AMAC, is out of this game with a foot bruise or some sort. He had a foot injury coming into the season. I don't know if this is an aggravation or whatever it is. It honestly doesn't matter because he's not playing in this game, which removes some size from Texas Tech, and it honestly removes arguably their best player on the interior. So Trey Mitchell, who's going to play in the post, 16% shot rate. This is going to be a key they rely on, and he's going to play every single minute against this Texas Tech team. Just a bit underprojected, but a lot of narratives also work in his favor. With these three, this would pay out 5x. Again, you can add one more to pay out 11x and two more if you go up to 5. You can earn up to 21x if you have winning props. But that'll do it for us today. Thank you to No House Advantage for sponsoring the video. Make sure to check out their player props. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Otherwise, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe on the way out. That helps us a ton. You can follow me on Twitter at Matt_Gajewski if you would like. And we'll be back again tomorrow talking some more player props. Until then, good luck. We'll see you then.